Are you now?
All right, okay, it's recording now.
Okay.
All right, man.
You ready for it?
I'm ready for it, man.
Welcome to today's podcast. I'm Deeps.
I'm Sclarius, and
It.
Ian won't be here today because he said, word for word, say I got AIDS, I spill beer on my legs, and I want to sit in beer.
He dot want to sit in beer,
He want to do that, man.
so he dot have to.
And it's gonna be a special one because right now, if you're listening to this on SoundCloud, we'll include a link to the YouTube video. We're recording it with video, because we're
Yes,
cheap
we
and
are.
we don't pay for Skype, so we can only do two
Oh, no.
people in video. So it's just me, it's me and Deeps.
Yay!
How do you know?
And well, it's been a long time since we've done a cast, and
3
I'm gonna
weeks.
do exactly what I said that I was gonna do before, and dedicate this cast to my friend Frank DeVanzo, who passed away this week. And even though he was not a fan of WoW, he made fun of me all the time for playing it. I'm sure that he would probably strike me down if he possibly could hear me right now for dedicating this episode to him. But nonetheless, and today
R.I.P..
the last time that we recorded, it was about our initial thoughts on 5.4 and the Siege of Orgrimmar, because it started the day that we recorded, and now we've had a couple weeks to go over it. And I guess I'm just gonna say, what are your thoughts on this patch so far, Scalarius?
Well, I mean, I've been working like a dog since this patch dropped, so I haven't been able to
Dogs don't work
do
very
like
much.
anything. I know they don't. That's a
They
really
kinda just
stupid
lay there.
analogy.
I
Don't
want
you
to hear.
think?
I'm gonna do.
Right.
I'm gonna do
Ruff,
this real
ruff,
quick.
I work a lot. Rough, rough.
Here, look how hard my dog is working right now.
Oh, look at the doggy.
He's not working very
Is
hard.
that a sock?
That's a sock.
No,
yeah.
man, I'm flying around your room.
Ow.
Is
Sorry.
do you have a bathroom in your room too? Like,
No.
separate?
It's outside of my. Yeah, I have a toilet in my corner.
It's
actually a bucket.
I thought you had like a bathroom for your bedroom.
Yeah, well, it's over there.
No, okay,
But
then what's that?
Let's
What's your hallway?
let's focus more on things that we need to talk about here.
Okay.
So,
all right. Anyways, my thoughts.
initial thoughts.
My thoughts. Well,
Yeah.
it's not bad. It's like every other patch, you know what I mean? They screw up on stuff here and there, but I didn't really get to play like any PvP for like almost 2 weeks. I think I played like one BG. I hit 90 what was it? A day into the patch
Yeah.
or something like
I
that.
believe.
And then I couldn't play for 3 days. And then I got on and then I tried to play one BG, but being in leveling gear didn't really work. So then I hit up Timeless Isle. We're going to be talking about Timeless Isle because that place is
great place.
awesome, man. I hate PvE, but yeah, I hate PvP. I hate PvE, but like pretty sweet. Pretty sweet,
Yes.
man. It's a great way
Oh
to get
man,
gear.
that Timeless Isle.
It's like
The
enough
kids
said.
are loving it.
They're loving it, man. They're loving it, man.
They really
Great
are.
place to vacation. Just watch out for the elites.
It's pretty awesome. I'm really liking it a lot. Like, honestly, I think that my view on it is pretty skewed, because the first time that I got there, or like when I got there, first thing that I did was fight the Celestials, and the first drop that I got was my Grievous back piece.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, wow, this is for me. Like I loved it,
You and your Grievous back.
because I love doing easy PvE content to get great PvP rewards. But unfortunately, that was not the case for a while after I started doing other things there. But I do like Mr. Monkey Man. Does it sound like I'm peeing? I'm filling up my tea. I'm filling my tea cup. Shh, it's tea. It's chamomile
It's tea,
tea.
kiddo. It's tea.
I'm trying to get myself to sleep with this,
Oh man. Yeah. Anyways, oh yeah, dude, the Mr. Monkey Man, dude.
Oh, Mr. Monkey Man.
Monkey
Oh
Man,
my God, is
Monkey
that an
Man.
addiction? That shit is ripe
Can I get a
for.
nummy, Monkey Man? I know. I only got like 497 coins, man. You can hook me up, man. It's only 3 coins, right?
Honestly, if he could front you, oh man, would that be a problematic place?
Dude, I mean, I have like a huge gambling problem. Like when it comes to games, like this game Crossfire that me and Ian used to play the crap out of. I played it for like 5 years. It's like a free-to-play FPS. And there's a way you spin crates, like you open up crates, like you, like say like for $20 you get like I forgot what it was, like 17,000 of their currency, and each 1,000 you could get a crate.
Nice.
And I used to spin that all the time, and I'd end up just like wasting my money. I think I spent like easily over $1,000 on that game.
Like a real money?
Real money
Oh my.
over 4 years, dude.
s- s- That's terrible.
So like,
You
yeah,
know what you could have done with that money in real life?
And I know, like, I know. Ian did the same thing, and so did my like other two friends, and I don't know. We just wasted a lot of money, like combined, like way too much. But yeah, and then we found this, and I opened up one chest, and I'm like, Ian. He's like, what? I'm like, I have a problem again. But it's okay now because I have every single piece off Timeless Isle, and I already have some of my PvP gear now, which is fine. And I also, I think I have a piece of Grievous now. I think.
Do you?
I think.
I'm
I feel like
proud of
I
you.
do. I don't know.
You might want to look up your own
I don't
character on Battle.net before you go
Nah,
and
dude, I don't have
spout
a
off
piece of
things
Grievous
like
yet.
that.
I don't
'Cause I'm
got a
not
piece
sure
of
that you have
Grievous
any
yet.
Grievous.
No, I have
Because
like
I don't
3
think
pieces
we
of
were doing
Tyrannical.
very well on arenas.
I have 3
We
pieces.
did have a lot of
Tyrannical,
fun.
but I have a lot of 553 gear though, which doesn't matter.
535?
553.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey.
535 is Burden of Eternity.
Oh yeah, that's
553
right. Oh, see,
is
I
the
tend to
raid
forget that PvP gear is an entire patch behind PvE gear right now.
Gear.
Sorry, my bad.
Who'd have thought they keep things in balance? You know,
Yeah,
intelligence
that's
doesn't seem to run through everybody's bloodline.
that is apparently that's their way of keeping things in balance is to keep people that kill other people way less geared than people that kill pixely dragons.
Dragons! I kill dragons!
So
Gear!
getting getting on to that part of the game, which is the part that we play, we had a very very controversial change take place this patch called the crowds chose. God damn it!
Try it again.
The crowd chose you. There we go. Sorry, this tea is making me awfully sleepy. Yeah, the crowd chose you. Very bad idea right off the bat, in my opinion. Like I remember reading the initial things about the crowd chose you, and I thought that was like one of the dumbest things I'd ever heard of when Blizz started talking about it, and how it was just like absolutely ripe for abuse. And the first thing I thought was like, how the hell did this even make it past the initial pitch? Like who in the room was like, you know what, this is a good idea.
You
Like
know what, after
I
eight-
think this will be a good, you know, because like 1% of arena matches end in draws. We should probably do something about that 1% to make it
At
so
the
that
end of the match-
everybody that plays arenas can just take advantage of this stupid thing. And which we tried to do the other day.
At the end of the
And-
match, we just give one team the ability to one-shot the others because that's fair.
Right, and like we actually tried this as undergeared rogues, like horribly undergeared rogues.
Oh yeah.
We tried this the other day where it's burst the hell out of one person, vanish, just hide from everybody. Like turtle for the next like 12 minutes and you win. It's a free win for you if you do that. Don't take advantage of it, kids.
I mean, if you're really willing to sit around for 18 minutes.
I shit as a PvE geared rogue, yeah, I'd be willing to do it for some conquest
yeah.
points.
For sure. For sure, son.
But the other thing that I think ruined this patch even more was the cap catch up bleeding over into this patch. Like last patch they had this whole big thing where they're like, you know, if you don't PvP for like half the season, we're gonna give you all kinds of points for your cap. And instead of having an 1800 or 2200 cap, if you don't have any kind of ranking, we're gonna just take everything that you didn't have and push it into your cap. So you'll have like, you'll wake up in the morning and you'll have 28,000 points to catch up.
And guess what? You get
And
your
yeah,
weapon
and so some
day
people,
one.
yeah, some people woke up the morning of the patch and they were like, what?
So in case any of you
My
guys were confused why you
My
were
cap is
inspecting
28,000 points. All right, let's start running some twos.
people, and if you
and-
were ever worried or ever curious why you were seeing, because we play on Tyke, so like it's really
Very,
easy
very,
to see
very
these cheaters. It's
PvP
literally
centric
like
place.
every other person you see on your screen has their weapon, shoulders, chest, helm, and at least one other piece, and bloody dancing steel. Which is, and then you check him out, and you're like, dude, like, whoa, this guy must have like
they must be
2,500
awesome.
rating in every single thing possible, because there's no way that works. And then you look at them, and then they have like 100 rating in twos.
Yeah,
And you're like,
and then and it's like they have like, well, you know what? Maybe they've been running a lot of RBGs.
and like all they did was is they got
200
super geared, and
lifetime
they found
honorable
their other
kills.
super geared people, and then they all just did RBGs for the first week and got all their bloody dancing steel, because no one can compete with people that have 3 pieces of Grievous, including their weapon off of day 1.
Right.
Like,
Well,
just blow people up.
another thing with that too that they actually fixed, and I honestly I'm waiting to see if they ban anybody over this, but
I don't think they will.
one of the things that they're fixing right now is, like, say you're on an RBG team and you see that your team's gonna lose, and all of a sudden you just drop group and just queue up with another group. You don't lose any rating, and then you go into the next group, you win, you gain rating. They put a stop to that, where, like, I guess they're gonna make it so that there's some kind of debuff where you can't join a new group until your group loses or
Yeah,
wins,
so people were
and
taking
then you're gonna
advantage
take
of
the
it
loss
with the
or the
OQ
win.
add-on,
Yeah,
and I think I'm gonna start using that once I get a few more pieces. I didn't use it last season because we were just running pugs because that was fun. And
right.
we all just wanted to
We
have
met a
fun.
lot of people that way. We had a lot of fun that way.
Yeah,
And, like,
and
most of the
if
people
you
were
want to be serious and push rating, OQ is the way to go unless you have a serious RBG team. And with OQ, that's literally like everybody in my friends list uses OQ, and
yeah. I see that all the time.
and like
And
people take advantage of it. They drop group, and then they're like, "Oh, OQ again." I'm like, "Weren't you just on an RBG group like 2 seconds ago, man?" They're like, "Oh man, they sucked." I'm like, shouldn't be allowed to do that, dude. Like the thing about RBGs is like you figure out everyone's strengths and weaknesses, and then you work better to do it. Unless of course you're
Right.
carrying somebody back in our day, where you're like, "Oh, we can carry an undergeared warlock because that's intelligent." Oh, that's a whole nother story we can get into. Actually, I kind of want to make a video like someday where you, me, and Ian and Dennis sit down and we just discuss, and we'll bring we'll bring Matthew Klaus in this. We'll just discuss the Genrix days. That like month
them
and a
was some
half
fun days.
span of ultimate stupidity that was our RBG team. Oh my god.
I actually used to enjoy getting kicked out of RBGs back in those days a lot, because I was just like, thank God I don't have to suffer anymore, and you guys do.
Oh no, they're like, I just hated his voice, man. I couldn't take it. Do you think my girlfriend's gonna be pissed if I sleep with this other girl?
Most likely.
Probably, dude. Probably. He's like,
All right, so
"Well,
we're
I
getting
just
off topic. No, no. This is for a different channel. So what else were we going to talk about here? Okay, so with all the problems that have been happening this season, like, first off, we had honor vendors were shut down,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
and then when we finally did get them up, we got conquest vendors up too, and the conquest cap was just absolutely screwed. Like, some people had the actual conquest cap, other people just had like the hey, go nuts, and one of the huge problems that I had with the conquest cap problem was that, like, Blizzard is doing this by like a case by case basis. They're literally going through like person by person, and it's going to be literally impossible for them to find out who was abusing it, who just like won pieces off Timeless Isle, who was actually like doing things the right way. Where, like, I honestly, I don't know if there's going to be like I would honestly hope that there's not going to be like any gladiator ranks this season, or anything like that. I hope nobody gets achievements from this season, as much as I hate to say it, and I hope that there's nobody that gets glad rank off of this season, and if so, it's going to be like,
Well, I thought they were
like
making Glad rank change, not this season. Is it
well,
next
they are.
season?
It's this season they're doing that,
Yeah,
where it's
where it's, like,
going to be the
almost impossible.
0.5% of each battle group, which is going to be a lot different of what we've done in the past, where it's
Especially
like each server.
If you're in tight
But still,
battle
like,
group, it's gonna be impossible.
if
to get
you
it.
go through the top people in each battle group, like you can tell that most of them are cheating. You'll have to go like 4 or 5 pages deep until you actually find
So
a
you find that
legitimate
guy that like
person.
legitimately worked his ass off
And like I
and
feel terrible
luckily
for
won
those
three
people.
pieces off of the Celestials.
Right. Like I feel horrible for those people because I know some people that are like 2200 or not 20 like 2600 and are like trying to push 28, and you're working your ass off to try and do that. And as far as I read, everyone is going to get reset to 2200 that's above 2200.
Yeah.
And like I feel terrible for the people that are up that high that legitimately did it, but at the same time, like, just look at the people that screwed you. All right, like I don't know, and like I feel like this is gonna be like the Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa like home run competition, where it's like there better be asterisks next to a lot of people's names that have like gladiator ranks from this season
They're
because
like, he
most
cheated.
likely they
He
cheated,
cheated.
you know,
Like they should do that as a joke, just to like get on people's cases about it. But
honestly.
I mean to be honest, if I had logged in and I had that many conquest points, I would have taken advantage of it so quickly. Like I
Yo,
mean, like
you weren't around back there. There was another time where this happened. Back in Burning Crusade, the same thing happened. Or it was very much like this. It wasn't like the exact same thing because back then we didn't have like conquest points. But I remember there was like a glitch in the system where
mhm.
you could get like the upper tier stuff for free basically, and a lot of people took advantage of it, and a lot of people like myself included kind of looked at it and like talked to other people and were like, I'm not going to do this because something bad is going to happen to these people. And you know what did happen? Those people got banned. They didn't get like perma banned, but they got more than a 72-hour ban. Which like nowadays, like with
It's
the
totally
subscription
worth it,
numbers
dude. I
running
just like
so
not
low.
play for a couple days.
Right, well, no, but I mean they stripped your gear too,
Oh, did
and
they?
they banned you for 72 hours.
Oh, that's shitty.
Yeah, so but now
But I mean,
there's
that's their
nothing like
fault,
that
dude.
going
They
on.
can't ban you for taking advantage of something they messed up
They,
on.
I
And
mean,
all
they
the, I mean, like
can and they did,
this goes back to the
and
fact
they
that
should.
this go like all right. So the fact that
It's just like anything with, all right, like a couple of years ago, like with Wrath of Lich King, like when one of the first heroic Lich King downs got done by some like a guild that took advantage of, they had like Serenite bombs. They had like a bunch of engineers that had Serenite bombs, and they figured out that there was like a glitch in the system where they could use Serenite bombs and they could kill them a lot easier than people without them. And they did that, and they got like perma banned for doing that
well, that I mean
because
that
they
comes to the fact
saw
that they
that it
don't
was a
test
glitch.
like
And
you said earlier. Like this is a huge company, and they sometimes they drop the ball, and they do it a lot with PvP. And this is a great
yeah,
example with like you're talking about BC with the vendors, and our vendors in this patch. Like I mean, all they don't test anything PvP related before they put it on real servers.
well, they do,
Well, okay, they
air
do,
quotes,
but
for
whatever. I
for
mean, like
for
that's just
people that aren't
like
seeing the video. They
I mean,
do
they
test it,
like
but they don't.
for all I know, they just have some like I don't even want to say it, but like I mean, like they don't even test the vendor, and then they put it in the real server. Like, oh, it will probably work,
Right.
and then people log in and they're like, where's the honor vendor? And why do I have so many conquest points? I'm like, all they needed to do was test it. Did they test it? No, because they're special. And they went, they got a handful of special people working on PvP, and they're like, oh, go play with this. We don't care what happens with it. We'd rather have people kill dragons over here.
Yeah, see, that's what I don't understand though too, is they've as far as I know, they have just as many people working on PvP as they do on PvE. And well,
I
not really, but
really hope not, because that is
still,
terribly sad.
they just test that out a lot more than they test PvE out a lot more than they test
Well, it's
PvP out.
easy because it's a very linear thing.
Right.
It's a very
It's
linear
like
thing.
you're going up against like an AI with a scripted.
Yeah.
It has like
Yeah.
it like everything with them is scripted. Like stuff with PvP is not scripted.
No, it's not. it's based
Like
like
you're
it's a
reacting against somebody else that's sitting on the other side, like on another computer, just like mom, bathroom. You
hot pocket.
know? But we're like that's
Exactly.
what one of the things I said in one of my rants recently to you guys is like Halinka, like Halinka seems like a cool dude. Like honestly, like I follow him on Twitter. I've
No, it's
like
probably not a bad
tweeted
dude.
back and forth with him a
Doesn't
couple of
mean he
times.
does.
But honestly, like if he wasn't brought into Blizzard to like knock PvP down to the point where it's just something that you do on the side when you don't have anything else to do because you're bored with raiding or you get like sat out by your team one night. Like I don't know what the hell he's there for. Like I honestly don't. Like I mean, like I said, personally seems like a cool guy. Every decision that he has made this expansion has been absolutely horrid in my opinion. Like like oh man, like I said, like this patch, oh this patch. Like the entirety of it just seems like they literally haven't even tried to test anything
No, I don't. I
for the
don't
most part.
think.
Like and like I said before too, like when they suggested the crowd chose you, like I have no idea how that even made it past the initial pitch and how it became like an actual thing.
I feel like
And
they don't have pitches at the PvP.
I honestly don't think so either. But you know, like with the catch up cap too, like
Right.
how does something like that get overlooked? Like how could anybody
Well, it
like
gets
how did that
overlooked
make it
because they
alive?
don't
How did that
test it,
make it
man.
alive? Like how did anyone how was there no one that was like, hey, there's a problem with the code
Dude,
here.
okay,
Like we
they
should
just don't.
probably fix this
They just
before
don't
it
test it,
goes
dude.
live.
Like, there's like a lot of shit that doesn't get tested. Like, okay, great. Another great example. All right, we're just in the freaking honor conquest zone of in Pandaria, up on the freaking spine bridge or wherever it is, right there. Okay, so you know that like one part where there's like the shield and the horn and like the axe, and every time you turn
Yes.
it like disappears sometimes and then it comes back
Yeah.
and it's
Oh
grayed
my
out.
god, yeah.
Just because that is in the PvP area is the only reason it hasn't been fixed, and that has been there since day one. Day one. Okay,
I
before
just
even
noticed that the
PvP
other day
vendors
and I
were
thought I was
there,
gonna like
before they were
log
even
out.
there, and I was questing there because I got 90 in like 24 hours straight, so I just stayed up when the expansion dropped. Literally, I walked up there because that's where they said the PvP vendor was gonna be. Because you can walk up through like there's a quest where there's like these Shaw and there's like a spiral staircase, so you can get up on the wall that way.
Yeah.
And it's another way of getting the two moons or that area if you don't want to do the quests. But anyways, I walked over there and it it was broken then. So
Yeah.
it's been broken since then, and I'm sure they've gotten a lot of reports. There's no way anyone couldn't like then they'd be like, oh well, I mean that's for the PvP team because we're just not gonna touch it. Like I know the PvP team's on a break. They're getting Snickers right now. Maybe McFlurry later. I don't know what they're
I'll be
doing.
back.
They said they were gonna mess something up, and we're just applauding them for their great work. Like that, like that's the PvP team in a nutshell. I think, like that's them. Like I'm like, they don't really care. Obviously, since we're the it's like the government to us as Americans. You know what I mean? Like we're the one
Oh
percent.
god, here we go. So we're the rich people. Doesn't that mean they should be taking care of us?
Well, it's the opposite, I guess.
Okay,
So
there
if
you
you
go.
flip it around,
We're the
we're
95%.
we're the 95%
You don't
if
care
they
about
were
us.
the 1%.
Right.
And everyone else is rich. So
Right. Like I just I don't know, man. Like I said, like I
that
think
was a
all
bad analogy.
right. That was a terrible analogy, but
He's just working like a dog. Ruff, ruff.
But yeah, no, honestly, like I really just think that every single PvP change that's been made this expansion's been just one horrible mistake after another, and it really just seems like there's no end in sight. You know, like first they got rid of pretty much all PvP power from gear, which was something that came up in this expansion where they're like, this is going to be a great idea. We're going to put PvP power on gear to make it so that you can hit people harder if you're PvPing and you can heal people harder. But oh wait, no, that's not really fair. So we're not going to do that anymore. And then they made resilience.
Baseline resilience at 65%,
Yeah,
which
no,
was more than I already
72%
had.
now.
That's more than
72%
I'd
now.
ever have if I even gemmed them out
No,
before.
as of this patch, it's 72%.
Well, that explains a
And
lot. That explains why I'm throwing toothpicks at people when I'm doing
right,
things as a rogue. I'm like,
that
do
and they
one
made it
damage,
so
two
that
damage, miss. Like,
they made like gems and enchants that had to do with PvP power and resilience. Like they have those, and then made the amount that you had to get like another percent twice as much.
yeah, it was twice so
So
much.
you know that was just kind of stupid. And we did spend a lot of gold on those, by the way.
Oh yeah,
And
oh
then,
yeah.
like I said earlier, they made PvP gear an entire patch behind PvE gear. Like our best PvP gear right now is what level? Carl, the camera's still on you. There you go.
I got distracted. Um,
Yeah,
what was it?
it looked like
535 or five? What is it?
522 for
522
Grievous.
Grievous. Yeah,
And what level for Tyrannical?
496, man.
Yes. All right. So 522 isn't even as good as like it's about as good as last season's LFR.
Yeah, yeah.
Not quite though.
Not
So
quite.
it's a full patch behind their like don't even fucking try to come into my raid like gear. And it's like they've been pretty much destroying some specs because of PvP and bolstering others to like near god mode. Looking at you, monks.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Sap.
we were trying to talk about
Sap
how
in
can
combat.
monks can sap in combat.
From a
Sap is
long
a
range.
rogue. It's a rogue ability,
Dude,
and they can only do that
at
out
least they
of
changed
combat.
the icon, dude. That would have pissed me off if that was the
I
same
know,
icon.
right?
I've been like, what?
And then we were trying to look for this earlier, but I know tanks have pretty much become like worthless flag carriers in RBGs. I'm not sure how it is in regular BGs. And then the crowd chose you. Most horrible thing that they probably could have ever done to arenas, because it just made it so that like people that have half a brain can figure out how to game the system.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we were doing it, man. Everyone's gonna be doing it, and next, I mean, we already know they're like. First of all, they put that in, which is just stupid, and then they're like, "Oh, we realize that's stupid, so we're gonna change it to something else that's stupid." And without testing it, we're gonna put it in the server. We're gonna say we're gonna test it, but we're gonna put it in the server anyways because, because we can. And
Right. Which, what did they do? I think we were talking about this earlier. I'm gonna try and find the change here. But oh yeah, they made it. Like it's like they don't even pay attention to what people that actually do PvP look at. Like Olivia Grace, great person. You should find her. She's
I'll
a
find
writer
it,
for
man.
WoW Insider. Not you specifically, but no, she's a great writer for WoW Insider, and she predicted that what they would try to do was make a stacking debuff for healing. And she said that was going to be a terrible idea because some classes use healing as a defensive cooldown, some don't. And the people that it's going to favor are obviously the people that don't use it. And she was exactly right. And right now, Lore, who is a Blizzard employee, he posted something, or she, I don't know, never met her, him.
It's probably
Uh,
me.
all right, whatever, but posted something in a blue post that said that with patch 5.4, we added a mechanic called The Crowd Chose You to arena gameplay. This mechanic was added to suit two primary goals: keep the game from dragging on too long, and make sure mechanics always end up with one team declared the winner. However, we wanted something that would make players feel like they needed to change how they played in the game. Unfortunately, the implementation of The Crowd Chose You that went live with patch 5.4 is not filling the last requirement. So we're going to take a different approach. In an upcoming hotfix, which they tested live, We'll be removing the crowd shows you entirely. Yay? Oh, wait. And replacing it with a new mechanic called dampering. If a match should last for 10 minutes, all players in the arena will begin to receive a stacking debuff that reduces healing done by 1% every 10 seconds. So obviously it's going to stack up to removing healing done by 10%, which is obviously going to favor double DPS teams.
Oh yeah, like twos are just downhill. Like talking about an already unbalanced thing to begin with. Like twos are just gonna be retarded.
Yeah.
like, like I said, I don't even want to put my DK in it because I only do really well with a healer. I mean, unless I have like a BM hunter with me. But like us as rogues, dude. I mean, all we gotta do is stealth it out for 10 minutes, dude. It means
That's
we
it.
just survive like maybe one encounter, like and take up the orbs, pick up the stealth orbs, and vanish, and then kill one person. Like
Yeah. So I think we'll probably have an
we're
easier
gonna
time
like
with this.
this is gonna help us.
Yeah, we should.
But I mean,
we
I
should
feel
actually-
bad about taking advantage of it, but it's gonna help us a lot.
I retract all complaining that I've done. I think this is a good change, and that everything should
It's a
continue
good
along
change
these lines.
only for this class at the moment. If you're playing a healer, you're probably really mad. And I mean that really screws over threes and fives. I mean, who plays five? But like that really screws over threes. For real.
Right.
Like big time. Like that. I don't even really want to play threes anymore because it means you out of 10 minutes basically, in like professional arena matches that I've seen online, like in tournaments and all that stuff. There's like I think I'd say like 2 to 3 real like full all CDs blown like explosive. Oh my god, somebody's gonna die over like 10-minute period. So like that means after that 10-minute period, it's like just chaos. It's just gonna be
Right.
chaos, and
Yeah, it's
someone's
gonna
gonna
be
die by the 11th minute because it doesn't matter. Like
Right. So, but well, I don't know, man.
oh man, I don't know, man.
To wrap it up, I'd say 5.4. Good for the PvEers.
And,
Bad for the PvPers.
Kill those
And-
pixelated dragons.
Yeah. Speaking of, too, one of the things that that I talked about right before we started into this was Ordos. Yeah. So, as Blizzard has done as much as they possibly could to be as inclusive as they possibly can be with PvEers getting into PvP, they have a boss on the Timeless Isle that is as uninclusive for PvPers as they possibly can be, whereas you have to get your legendary cloak to even get into the freaking place to fight him, which requires not like a little bit of PvE, but a shit ton, like an absolute metric shit ton. I'm not sure how much that weighs, but I'm sure it's a lot.
It's probably a metric ton.
Like, you have to bang your head up against the wall for a long time doing PvE to get all the sigils and blah, 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 whatever Raytheon tells you to get for absolutely, like, this entire expansion to get a cloak that you need to jump across that broken bridge and go and fight that boss. So, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I think that if they would have turned the tables on that and made it so that you had to do an absolutely obscene amount of PvP to get to like a certain goal, that literally like the internet would seriously probably disconnect from the amount of tears that came from the millions of people that still play World of Warcraft. And I don't know.
I mean, freaking legendary capes, man.
And legendary capes, I mean, come on.
Legendary
What's so legendary
cape.
about a cape?
Dude, what is this, RuneScape? They say 99 in a skill? You kidding me, man? What? Show me your dance. You got your cape, right? God, I'll shoot you in the face.
And on that note,
This is me, man.
Carl's gonna shoot somebody in the face.
Fucking
I think-
crazy.
I think we're gonna have to end this cast for the night.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And-
do a BG. I'm gonna make some hot dogs. It's one of the
That's
ones-
right, dude. Oh god, hot dogs are terrible for you, man. It's all assholes and snouts, man.
Yeah, assholes
All
and
assholes
snout,
and
man.
snouts.
I like some assholes and snout in my mouth every once in a while.
Well, you know what? That's what got
ATM,
Ian.
dude.
That's
And,
what got Ian the AIDS. That
yeah.
made it so that he could not make this cast tonight,
Yep. Yep.
and
It's
that and he didn't
unfortunate.
want to.
He didn't want it.
He didn't
What?
want to.
Dot. Dot.
Yeah, he didn't want to.
Uh,
All right, so
all right.
maybe next week.
Maybe
Definitely next week.
Well, okay.
We're gonna
de-
stop.
we're
We're
definitely
gonna stop
gonna
having such long pauses in this.
I
We're gonna
totally
do
blame
it next
Ian.
week. Definitely. Yeah, it's all Ian's fault. Just so you
I'll
guys
admit
know.
to being quite busy, working as a dog. Rough, rough.
Yeah, dogs don't work very hard. Remember what I
When
said
they're
earlier.
14, man. When they're 98.
No, well, they don't work hard to begin with. They just kind of fucking lay around and don't do anything. They're like cats nowadays.
They're like cats.
Yeah,
Except
they
for
really
a
are.
lot less asshole-ish.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, I can see your. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
All right, so
Sorry for your cat person.
thanks for
dude.
listening, everybody. If you are listening, and we'll see you next time.
See you next week. Peace out. That was weird.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna go take a